Drought matters. Our forests account for more than 1/3 of our nation's land area and supply water to about 60 million Americans. Even though floods periodically soak some parts of the U.S., many of our forests are impacted by drought. A new U.S. Forest Service report paints the first comprehensive picture of how drought is impacting forests and rangelands across the U.S.
Drought is most obvious in the western U.S., where it's contributed to giant, costly wildfires. Almost 10 million acres burned in the U.S. in 2015. The size of this burn area roughly equals Massachusetts and Connecticut combined. Most of the fires hit western states, like drought-stricken California and Alaska. The 2015 wildfire season was also the costliest on record, with about $1.71 billion spent by the Forest Service on fighting fires. During one particular week that summer, firefighting cost us about $1.6 million per hour. In recent years, drought has also caused large insect outbreaks in the West that have killed hundreds of millions of trees and made forests more prone to fire. Drought is also impacting forests in the eastern U.S., but these impacts are less obvious and usually occur at smaller scales than western impacts. Nevertheless, the consequences of droughts in eastern forests may equal or exceed those in western forests because so many people live near eastern forests and rely on them for water. For example, forested watersheds are critical for the water supplies of New York City and Atlanta.
The Dust Bowl of the 1930s showed that land management practices can increase or decrease drought impacts. But to apply the right practices, we must understand the science of drought. That's why we need new research like the report just released by the Forest Service.
The report will help researchers dig deeper into many drought-related topics, such as how drought influences insect infestations and wildfires. Also, this report discusses various options for reducing drought impacts, such as planting mixtures of drought-resistant plant species. These types of strategies could help us sustain our nation's forests and grasslands and avoid events as catastrophic as the Dust Bowl.
With the exception of this year, snowpack in the West has generally declined in previous years. Therefore, reservoir levels in some states are still lower than normal, since snowpack helps fill these water sources that provide drinking water to hundreds of thousands of Americans. As research on various drought-related topics continues, you can help fight drought by conserving water whenever possible.